WWDC 2019 is over, and if you've missed anything of what's been released on iOS 13 for the iPhone, I will go over all of it in this video. First of all, iOS 13 Beta 1 is available now for developers, and it's coming out in July 1st for public beta testing. Let's start then, shall we? So iOS 13 will be available to all A9 devices, so that means everything from the iPhone SE all the way up to the XS. But if you are on the iPhone 5, then unfortunately, no iOS 13 for you. But for everyone else that can download iOS 13, that means dark mode is finally here. It was officially announced at WWDC 2019 with iOS 13, and it actually looks really good, and most native apps to the iPhone will be getting it. So for example, the Messages app, Maps, Notes, Music, all of the stuff that you expect will be getting the dark mode for iOS 13. iOS 13 also promises to speed up your phone. Face ID, for example, will be 30% faster than it is on iOS 12. All future updates of iOS will be 60% smaller, and when you want to download apps, they will be 50% smaller, so that means that all the apps should open 2 times quicker than they do currently. Let's start going through some of the announcements that Apple made though, shall we? And we'll start with Messages. A few new things with the Messages app, and first of all, something called Quick Path, and that just brings swipe to text to the iPhone. I know Android's had it for quite a long time, but now we can use it in iOS 13. There's also a few new things for Memojis as well, and now they can be a little bit more customizable, so you can start to add makeup and accessories like glasses to them, and of course, with it being Apple, they've let you now add AirPods to your Memoji. And also there's a new sticker option as well available for Memoji, so you can use them within the Messages app, and instead of having to go and look for the Memoji little app drawer on its own, you can now use your Memoji stickers directly from the emoji keyboard, so makes it way easier, and I'll probably use it a hell of a lot more now. The Photos app has had a bit of a redesign as well, so it's a lot easier for you to find photos that you may have missed, and it also will start to delete duplicate photos to save up some space on the phone. It now also has intelligent sharing, so if you take a selfie with a group of people and all of those people are in your contact list, it will suggest it when you want to share the photos. iOS 13 will know who's in that photo if they are saved to your contacts list, so it makes it a hell of a lot easier with being able to share a load of photos at once. Editing photos is a little bit easier now as well, so what Apple have done is pretty much is brought Adobe Lightroom into the native editing app for photos. There are a load of new editing options which you'll be able to have a look at, and also for portrait mode they've added a new portrait mode. This is called High Key Mono, and along with High Key Mono you can now in every single portrait mode change the lighting of the photo. So for example, you can bring the lighting closer to you or you can take it further away, which is a really nice added feature. All the editing tools that are available in the Photos app are now available in the Videos app as well. So video editing on the iPhone has been rubbish for past iOS numbers, but now for iOS 13, everything you can do with photos, you can now do with video. Reminders has been reworked from the ground up as well, Apple have said, so as well as it coming with a new dark UI, it also comes with things like a quick tap bar and a smart list, so you can keep track of all your reminders, and it makes it a hell of a lot easier to use this app than the old one on iOS 12. Maps has also had a bit of a redesign, and Apple have said they've driven over 4 million miles to redesign the maps on this. You can also now use a street view just like Google's Maps, and I think that was one thing that Apple Maps was lacking. Now I think with this whole new redesign, it could overtake Google Maps, but who knows? Siri's had a bit of a redesign as well in iOS 13, and one of the good features it can now do is if you're wearing AirPods, it will read messages that comes through directly from the Messages app. So if you're listening to some music or you're having a workout, Siri will read the message that's comes through and it will let you reply instantly without having to get your phone out. You can also do something now, tap to share with Siri. So if you're listening to a song on Apple Music and someone that you're with is also wearing their AirPods, all you have to do is tap the phone close to theirs and you can share the same song and start listening at the same time. And also with music, you now have live lyrics. So if you swipe up from the song that you're listening to, it gives you live lyrics without any sort of delay. Location security has also had quite a bit of updating on iOS 13, and talking of security, you can now log into certain apps using Apple Login. Apple Login just lets you now log in with your Apple ID rather than logging into websites with your Facebook or Google account, and it also gives you the option to send a fake email address to sites that require an email address. What that means is Apple will create a fake email address. The email from that website will be sent to that fake email address, then Apple will send it from that fake email address to your email address, just keeping your personal details a little bit more secure. It's actually a brilliant feature. It's probably one of the best features that they've introduced into iOS 13. And finally, a couple of other things that I'll mention in case you missed it in the iOS 13 updates. Apple now has its own kind of call screen feature, so if you get a call from an unknown number, you can send it straight to voicemail, and that's to try and help reduce a bit of spam. Overall, a pretty strong release by Apple at WWDC 2019 for iOS 13, and there's no big redesign, which some of us were hoping but didn't really think it was going to come, so maybe that will come next year. But finally, we have a dark mode, even though it's taken years for Apple to do it. But what is your favourite feature of iOS 13? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and I'll do a couple more videos on things like watchOS 6 and more iOS 13 videos, but this time for the iPad. So for now, until next time, see you later.